Hey guys, we're back to another video. Today we're talking about severe weather threat today. Big hail is going to be the biggest threat today, but there could be a threat of a few tornadoes today. So that's why I'm having a video today to talk about the threat of severe weather. So far we've had quite a few moderate risks this year. We've had a moderate risk for wind, now hail, and we've had one for tornadoes, and we had two high risks for tornadoes too. Today's going to be mainly about the big hail, but there will be a threat of some tornadoes today, so we're going to be talking about that in today's video. So let's check out radar right now, or what it looks like out here, and we're seeing really not much going on over here. We see some rain showers for around near the central U.S., near the northeast, maybe some showers near the southeast. And then we see near Louisiana and Texas, we do see some severe weather going on with a tornado warning at the moment. This is near a radar site, so it's radar indicated. This is heading toward a radar site, and then there's severe thunderstorm warning here. We have a motorcycle discussion. I'll talk about that in a minute. Really, here in this area, we're not seeing anything going on, and that's bad news for later today, because this is the area we're going to be watching for some severe weather, including large hail and maybe some tornadoes today. For that region there, we're going to watch that. And then later on, tomorrow, we're going to see the threat move into this area. Let's get into the video here. Okay. So, here's the motorcycle discussion here. A tornado or two is possible over the next few hours. It's what the Storm Prediction Center said. Watch is unlikely, 20% chance. Widespread showers and thunderstorms are ongoing in this region overall, limited by this widespread convection, and the most updrafts have been recently transparent and short-lived. However, occasionally updrafts have been able to pursue deepen, which, given the strong low-level shear, has the result in rotation. I'm not gonna read this whole thing. This was out about an hour ago, so it's been about an hour since I put that out. So here's the satellite right now. I wanted to show you this because there's not much going on here in this region. We're seeing the sun out, and that's just creating more instability for storms later today. We're gonna have a lot of instability later today. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit, but we see clearing, and this is something you do not want to see on moderate or even high risk day, because it means that there's gonna be higher instability and all that for later today. Let's look at the hazards and everything right now. We're seeing flash flood watch here for this region. We see quite a few flash flood warnings for Kansas and Missouri. Down here in Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma, we're seeing some in Nebraska, some in Illinois, some flash flood alerts. Possibly some in Colorado, and then we see dense fog advisory for Nebraska, maybe Wyoming, and then we see a red flag warning up in this region, surprisingly. Wow. In that region, and then up here a winter storm watch, and then we do have a wind advisory near California, and then really nothing going on for the northeastern United States. As you see, there's really nothing going on, as you see, or really southeastern United States either. So let's get into the SPC outlook here, categorical outlook. That's what I call it. Here's the marginal risk of severe weather here. A 1 out of 5 on the scale of severe weather. This is where it would be isolated severe weather is possible. Then we see the slight risk of severe weather right in this region. A level 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale, meaning more scattered severe weather possible. And then in the orange region is the enhanced risk, more numerous severe weather, or 3 out of 5 on the scale, more numerous severe weather. So you could have some severe weather in that area, and then 4 out of 5 on the scale of severe weather, moderate risk, where severe weather will be more widespread in that area. So yeah, we have a 4 out of 5 on the scale. I really don't think this will get to a high risk today. I really don't think it will, but there's potential for 10% zig, or maybe even possibly 15% chance with zig. Maybe we could have that in the next update. Next update comes out in just a little bit. So yeah, but very large hail will be the biggest threat. Some damaging wind gusts. Let's talk about that now. The tornado threat. They did upgrade this at the 8 o'clock update. 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern. There's 2% chance here and 2% chance there. There's 2 regions of 2% chance of tornadoes, so there's the potential for some tornadoes. Today, 2%, that's still pretty big if you're in that 2%. As you see, that area where there's tornado warning is near the 2% area, so you can still get a tornado in the 2% area, so don't let your guard down. And then we have a 5% chance area. This was actually, there was only a 5% chance this morning, and then it got upgraded to a 10%. But 5% chance in this region where we could have some tornadoes today. So yeah, watch out if you're in that 5% region, and then this 10% chance region. We have some tornadoes are possible in that region. With clearing going on, we're going to get some instability. We have moisture, we have some lift, and we do have some shear, sadly. So we're going to have a lot of ingredients for today's severe weather event. So yeah, let's check out the hail threat here. We see there's a 5% chance of severe hail, 15% chance of severe hail here, 30% chance of severe hail here, and then we see zig means significant hail, meaning 2 inches or more of hail, maybe even they did say some could be even 3 inches of hail or more. And they said larger, possibly larger than baseball size hail. That's big hail. So, and then we have a 45% chance of hail here. So yeah, we're gonna see a big chance of hail, baseball or even larger, they said. So that's why I'm worried about this hail threat today. Today is gonna be a big risk for hail. Let's look at the wind threat today. It's not going to be as big. I don't think there will be much of a wind threat, but there's a possibility. So there's a 5% chance, and then 15% chance, and then that's all we have to say about the wind threat today, because it's not that big. So we've seen already a moderate risk for tornadoes, we've seen a moderate risk for wind, and now we're seeing moderate risk for hail today. That's what we've seen so far. So yeah. Today's going to be possibly a big day. We'll talk about the model guidance in a minute. Let's look at the 2 categorical outlook now. As we have now 1 out of 5 on the scale, meaning isolated severe weather possible in this marginal risk area. Going all the way to Texas, all the way to Missouri, about Kansas City near. This is including Tulsa. I think it's including Dallas, I think, or Houston. I don't fully remember. I think that's Dallas, I'm pretty sure. But there we see actually 2 out of 5 on the scale, slight risk, meaning they're more scattered in there. We could see the slight risk maybe move a little more north, or there could be 2 slight risks, maybe, I don't know. I agree with their slight risk here, but it looks like there will be a threat maybe up here for some strong storms. We'll continue to watch that for tomorrow. The tornado threat tomorrow is about 2% chance right in this region, so not too big a threat of tornadoes tomorrow. The hail threat tomorrow is a 5% chance here in this area, and then a 15% chance right in this area here. So let's look at the wind threat now. We're going to see maybe some wind too. A 5% chance, and then a 15% chance of wind. So the worst of it's going to be near, I think, Dallas. I'm pretty sure it's Dallas, I think. Now, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. So yeah. Let's look at day 3 outlook, and it's not too big. Looks like someone's arm coming out from Texas, going all the way to Nebraska. So yeah, there's a threat of severe weather. I think there might be in the next outlook of or it will be day 2 by the next outlook, but I think there could be a marginal risk of severe weather right around here. Since the models are starting to trend, maybe some severe weather up there, so I wouldn't be surprised if they put a little marginal risk right up here, because we're seeing some ingredients for severe weather. So yeah, still some severe weather possible. To look at the probabilistic outlook of a 5% chance right in this region. That's all we can see with day 3. Okay, let's get into the model guidance now. We're looking here on actual pivotal weather, because I'm only able to show shear and lift on here. On tropical tributes, I can only show instability and moisture on there. So that's why we're looking on here, because it has all the stuff we need on here. So this is about the time where storms are going to start developing. As you see, there's going to be some storms developing, possibly all in this area. Now, so let's look at the severe weather. Let's look at surface-based CAPE. You'll see me doing this a lot in this video. So we're going to see quite a bit of CAPE. I think this is about, it's actually, maybe need to fast forward a little more. This probably isn't about, wait a minute, I don't think this is the right time. Okay, here it is. About around this time. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I got the right. Sorry about that. Okay. So we're gonna. This is the instability. So you need instability for storms. It's basically the energy for storms, food for thunderstorms. We're gonna have about 4,000 joules per kilogram right in here. So we're gonna have quite a bit of instability, and then we're seeing some of these 300s, and then 200 and 1,000, all the way up probably till all the way up to Colorado about. Earlier's model run had a lot more CAPE, like, but still it's quite a bit of CAPE. It had about this much, but it seemed like it had a lot more in the last update of the NAM 3K, but luckily it went down a little bit. So yeah, let's look at the lift. Here we have big area lift here. As you see, it can go all the way up to negative 18 Celsius, and we're seeing some negative 13, so we're seeing quite a bit of lift here in this region. So yeah, I don't know much about lift, so I'm still learning what lift is. So yeah, that's something I'm still learning, so sorry if I'm not the best at lift. Let's look at the moisture. I'm pretty good with the moisture though. We see some 70s somewhere in here, some 60s. 60s is enough moisture for severe storms to work with. 70s makes the storm probably even worse, or makes them stronger. But we see mostly 60s around. So yeah, we're seeing most 60s. Some 70s in some spots. So yeah, we're gonna see enough moisture here. Here are the temperatures here during today. We're gonna see near 95 for down in this region down here. Wow, 95 degrees. Jeez. But in the Monterey area, we're gonna see about 70s, 80s some areas. So yeah, we're gonna see 70s and 80s in that area. Let's look at the bulk shear right in here. This is the shear. This is what you need for tornadoes. And we're going to see possibly some shear in here. We're going to see, we see about 60 knots somewhere around here. And about up here, about 60 knots. So we're going to see enough for maybe some tornadoes potentially. In this area, 40 knots is all you need for tornadoes. So we're going to see well more than enough for tornadoes today. As you see here, and this is more than 40 knots. So yeah, let's look at the significant tornado parameter. This was pretty high earlier. This is actually lowered. I think I'm looking at the name 3K, right? Yeah, I am. Okay. But this is actually lower from earlier because there was some high significant tornado parameters. Now it's went down a little bit, luckily. But we still see some pretty high significant tornado parameters, about 2, and then over here near 2.5. So it goes all the way up to 10. We see some high ones down here, but we're not seeing really the severe weather threat down here. We're seeing it north of this area down here. So, but we do see some areas of high significant tornado parameters. If we look at earlier's model run, it had high significant tornado parameters. See, very high significant tornado parameters. Earlier, this was the last run, but the latest run has less, so that's some good news to say here. Let's look at reflectivity. This is radar, basically. We're seeing some storms in this area, some large hail most likely. Gonna be the biggest threat here as they continue off. There might be 2 rounds of storms potentially. We'll have to watch as that continues. So yeah, then we go into next day's severe weather threat. We're gonna see, I think, more of a wind threat. If they're talking about this line here, or if they're talking about this back here. Continue to go forward here, and we see possibly a line of storms going on around this time, so we're going to have to watch that for tomorrow. Let's look at the Cape real quick, see how much Cape there will be tomorrow. Let's go back a little bit, because about there. So I'm still trying to get used to using pivotal weather, because I haven't used it much in the last little while. Okay, we're gonna see some high Cape around here. It's probably around next day, about, let me look, it's about right. It should be near 30. Yeah, about 1 p.m. tomorrow, there will be some storms moving in. There will be some Cape here, about 2,000, 1,000 up here. So we're gonna have some Cape. This is where you see the storms at. That's why there's no Cape in this region, because the storms are in this region, taking up some of that Cape or instability, whatever you want to call it. Let's look at the lift and look up here. We have some lift up here, and we have some lift down here. Quite a bit of lift here, right in this area. Bulk shear. Oh wait, actually no. Let's look at moisture real quick. I'm going to see quite a bit of moisture, about 70, so there's going to be more moisture than today in this region, but we're not going to see as much instability. So, yeah, we see quite a bit of moisture, and then we can see quite a bit up here. We'll look more into that in just a little bit. This is going to be a little longer of a video, so yeah. Let's look at the bulk shear here. Bulk shear. We see some high bulk shear, quite a bit in this area, but we're not seeing much in this area. Maybe a little bit of bulk shear, but we're not going to see much bulk shear. At least it's showing. Sorry for any background noise. So we're not seeing much bulk shear. Most of it's in Texas at this time. Maybe while it's in Texas, maybe a few tornadoes, but it looks like as it moves toward this region over here, looks like there will be less bulk shear. Let's real quick look at the significant tornado parameter here. Most of it's down south, and the severe threat's going to be mainly around this region here. So, yeah. Let's look at reflectivity. Let's see those storms continue off. We'll have to watch this area. If any storms develop down here, they have a potential for maybe a tornado threat. We'll have to watch that region. Then we see a threat. There's that threat tomorrow. Look at the Cape. I don't know why I changed over here. Or instability. About 2,000, and there's a lot of Cape down here. About like 4,000, even 5,000. Too much Cape, you can't get thunderstorms. So 3,000 down here, but up here we're seeing about 2,000. Up here where I'm watching too is about 2,000 near. So yeah, let's look at the lift here. We're gonna see a lot of lift down here. Um, there is a marginal risk down here for tomorrow, maybe a thunderstorm or two. We'll have to watch that, 'cause this area would have the most potential for any tornadoes or anything. But there is some lift, but most of it's down here. We do see a little bit of lift up there too. So yeah, let's look at the moisture here on here. 70s, yeah, quite a bit of moisture up here, and then less moisture up here, but we're gonna see possibly a severe threat maybe up there. Let's look at the shear. If we haven't yet, we may have. We do see quite a bit of shear. There's quite a bit of shear down here, but we could be seeing some shear in this region. Where that thunderstorm is, it's showing has a little bit of shear, it looks like. So there could be some severe weather tomorrow. We're going to watch that closely. Let's look at the significant tornado parameter. We could have some areas, but most of the areas are down here, of course, of some tornadoes where there's not really much going to be going on down there. So, yeah, let's go a little more north for central U.S. We see those storms down there. We see there are some storms here in this region. We're going to have to watch these. We're going to watch these more, though. These are going to be some stronger storms because there will be some instability right in this region. We see about 2,000, about 1,000 up here near Kansas City, about 2,000 and where the storms are. They're taking up, looks like, some of that instability. We're going to see lift right in this area here too. Quite a bit of lift that these storms will be able to take. Dew points. We're going to, moisture, we're going to see a little less than it's showing down south, but we will see 60s, so it will be enough for severe weather, just not a huge threat, not a big threat like moderate risk. We do see some scattered 70s, but mostly 60s around this region here. Let's look at that bulk shear here. And we're going to see possibly some high bulk shear around this area, so we're going to have to watch this area very closely for maybe some tornadoes tomorrow. We'll have to watch that. That's why I think there might be a slight risk, maybe, because there will be enough instability and all that. So yeah, we'll have to watch that area, and then we see the temperatures are pretty good in that region. Okay, let's move on to let's look at the rest of this model here. See what's saying. These thunderstorms will eventually move off toward Kansas City during the night, and then finally start weakening. And then we go into the next day. We're gonna see these storms, possibly that are happening down there. This would probably be the biggest threat down there. This line of storms that'll develop in Texas. But we're going to fast forward to Wednesday because this is a long enough video and I really don't want to go back down there and then back up here. So let's just look at Wednesday now. And let's wait a minute. You'll see it in a second. And you'll see some storms start to form up right in this area again around the same areas that got hit Tuesday. Now we're going to get hit again Wednesday, showing some thunderstorms, maybe even going all the way down into Arkansas potentially. So we'll have to watch that. Let's look at the instability here. Let's see how much instability is here. We're going to see quite a bit of instability right in this region. About 1,000, possibly near 2,000 of CAPE, joules per kilogram. Let's look at that lift. We're going to see quite a bit of lift right in this region. So yeah, not crazy amounts, but possibly some lift still. Moisture, let's look at. There will be some moisture, some 70s. There's more moisture than probably the day before this, Tuesday, than there was. About 60s, almost 70s in some areas. Looking a lot like Tuesday. So depending on what happens Tuesday, could happen Wednesday. So, and then let's look at that bulk shear here, and then we're gonna see some bulk shear 70s, some 70s. So we could see another tornado threat coming in on Wednesday, possibly. Like, it shows 8 or 40 knots, and you need 40 knots or more for tornadoes. So we see some 40 knots going all the way from Iowa all the way down to possibly into Arkansas. So we're going to have to watch this area very closely Wednesday too. So we're going to watch this area very, very closely. We're going to see the storms move through that area. We're going to have to watch these very, very closely. And we'll have to watch some storms maybe in Kansas there too, because it shows some storms are possible down there, so we'll have to watch those too. So let's look at the NAM 3K reflectivity. We're going to see the storms today develop into a line, then weaken before they hit Dallas. And we're going to see another line try to develop toward Dallas the next day. See some storms maybe near Kansas City. And then we see some more storms in Missouri, and then some more storms near Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas. So, yeah, pretty much what's going to be happening. And then heading into about 7 p.m. on Wednesday. 7 p.m. we could see some storms lining up for Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I know this was a little longer video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, because I haven't been making that many videos lately. So yeah, I'm still taking my break, but I do brief videos if there's a moderate risk or something very important I need to put a video out. I'll put a video out. So like I did today, I decided to put it out because of the moderate risk today. So I want to talk about it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this longer kind of video. So I wanted to show the next few days risk of severe weather. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully I'm able to make a video very soon, but I know next week I'll probably will not be able to make a video really at all. So even if it's a moderate risk or high, I won't be able to make one, because I'm going to be very busy next week. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.